since 1977. I got my YouTube live stream going. If you guys are interested, it only took me 40 minutes to update my computer. You think Apple's trying to stop the show? I know they're pretty liberal. All right, we got a lot to cover, though, other than the drones. And I do want to hear your thoughts on the drones. So if you're on hold on the drones, stand by. I want to talk about another thing, though, before we go to the phones. President Trump gave Kari Lake a job that a lot of people are making fun of. And she has a very important job. She was on the list to be ambassador to Mexico, and that did not happen. So President Trump gave her a job that I think a lot of people, like even me, I didn't even know this still existed. He made her the head of Voice of America. And we haven't heard, I can't remember the last time I heard Voice of America. Voice of America was a big thing during the Cold War. I didn't even know it was still around. And Voice of America was radio stations that would broadcast over the Iron Curtain into Soviet bloc countries or other communist countries around the world. And they would broadcast pro-America things. And it was during the Cold War that it was like an important thing. And President Trump appointed Kari Lake to head up Voice of America. And I saw this, and I was a little disappointed in that at first. I was thinking, oh, they must have run out of jobs. That was my first thought. Really, it was about Kari Lake. But that's not exactly the case. I was thinking about it, and then I realized there's no more important time for Voice of America to be in existence since the Cold War than right now. Because the way people think of America today around the world is not in a positive light. We're portrayed really in a negative light. And Voice of America could do a lot of work spreading the greatness of America like they used to do. And my guess is that it'll be updated beyond just the radio stations that broadcast into the Eastern Bloc countries, which I didn't even know those still. I thought Voice of America got shut down a couple of decades ago because I remember it was being talked about. I can't remember if it was during Bush or Clinton, probably Bush or Obama. But I remember it was being talked about, should Voice of America still exist? Is there a need for it because of the fall of the Soviet Union? Because that's really what it was about. But I would imagine that Voice of America would be updated beyond what it used to do. If the old forms are still in existence or not, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I think it would probably involve a lot of things involving social media, online platforms like YouTube and Rumble and Twitter, X, all that stuff. I think Voice of America would involve all kinds of other things that it never was involved with before, because the reputation around the world of the United States is not good. It's not. In large part because what's happened is the Voice of America, what it's really become in the last 30 years is anti-America propaganda through CNN. CNN's international, okay? And CNN has been broadcasting anti-American BS for decades. So CNN has become the Voice of America in a negative way for a long time, and our reputation is not good because all they do is bash us, apologize for us, talk about what a terrible country and society and history we have, and the list goes on and on. So my first thought with this Kari Lake heading up Voice of America was like, oh, they ran out of jobs and they wanted to give her something, I guess. And then I thought, well, couldn't they make her ambassador to someplace? There's a lot of countries in the world. Couldn't they find? And then I realized how important Voice of America is, because President Trump, when he won re-election, he talked about some things that he wanted to do. That remember, he released a series of videos on True Social. And one of the things that was really important to President Trump was America's 250th anniversary. And I know a lot of you guys, like me, remember the bicentennial. I was only 5, but I remember it. And the bicentennial, was so important because we just came out of the Vietnam War era, right? Vietnam War ended, and Watergate, and we had all this America-hating stuff going on in our country. And then the bicentennial came along and made people proud to be Americans who were not, because of the Vietnam War era and then the Watergate stuff. And the bicentennial was such a patriotic, uniting event in 1976, after Vietnam and everything, that it led to the election of Ronald Reagan in 1980. It just changed everything. And the 250th anniversary that's coming up, President Trump's going to try to make that into a similar thing. He talked about that year-long fair celebrating America's 250th anniversary. He'd like to do it at the Iowa State Fairgrounds. Wherever he does it, I'm going to go to it. And Voice of America would be a part of what he wants to do. President Trump talked about not just a year of celebrating America, but getting pro-American curriculum back in our schools. That's what social studies used to be about, was teaching young people in this country about the greatness of America and our system and our history. Now they teach everything in a negative way. The 1619 Project is the history curriculum for American history in schools now, and he's going to reverse that. And Voice of America would be a part of that. So a lot of people, because I've seen them do it already, are making fun of Kari Lake being named the head of Voice of America. If this were any other president other than Trump, they would be right. That would be just a filler position. But that is not the case. This is a very, very important thing. And since she has a very successful career in broadcasting, she knows exactly what to do. All right, so if you're on hold, hang in there. Our number is 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. If you watching me on YouTube, I did get my YouTube feed going a few minutes ago. It only took me 45 minutes to update my computer. Thank you, Apple. I appreciate that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, here we go. Yes, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Frank. I'm calling from Stewart, originally from the Bronx.
All right.
Oh.
Yes, what's on your mind? You called me.
Drones. I'm sure somebody's thought of this. Why can't we just follow them and see where they land and take off from? That should be our answer. Do you have anything to...
Well, because they're coming, we know they're coming from it's being reported by people there, they're coming from the ocean, right? They're coming from the ocean. And police helicopters only have a certain range of jurisdiction. Police helicopters can't fly too far out over the ocean. Those are short-range helicopters for the most part. It's at night. They don't have that type of surveillance. But when you say we, you mean the government. It's because the country is being run by a senile old coot that poops his diapers, okay? And we got a drunken hag as vice president, all right? And we have a Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, that's been who's been overseeing an invasion of the United States that has resulted in so much death in this country through drugs, rape, and other crimes. That's why they don't want to know. This country is being run by incompetents, outlaws, and gangsters.
Well, thank you very much. It's me. It's just the sick people that are running our nation. It's not soon enough.
Well, my guess would be that the drones will stop flying on January 20th. Yeah. All right. Appreciate the call. And the thing about this, when people hear drones, you're thinking about toys. These are not toys. Remember, these are drones as big as F-150 pickup trucks, according to witnesses. Some are smaller, like the size of furniture, coffee tables, and couches. But some of them are as big as cars and big trucks. Okay? So these are not the toys like you and I would have. These are military-grade drones. All right. Now, it's Christmas shopping season, guys. No better place to do your Christmas shopping than That's right, My Pillow with our promo code Kane with huge savings. You can really load up. There is plenty of time to order from mypillow.com and have them delivered, whatever you order, in time for Christmas. And, one thing my wife and I do, because we buy gifts for people that are all over the place, we have things shipped to the recipient. And we tell them, oh, you got something coming. And they know. When they get the My Pillow delivery, they know exactly what it is. We do tell them when they got something coming. We don't tell them what it is. But no matter what you order, you can have it delivered straight to the recipient. Remember, with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, you could save 80%, maybe even more on some of these products because the prices are so low. And it's free shipping on orders over $75 with our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back.
The hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right
All right.
on the Steve Kane
We got everything
Show.
going now.
Live for one special
How
night,
frustrating.
Fab 4 presents USA Meets the Beatles, a 60th anniversary concert. The ultimate tribute to the
Like the
Beatles.
last few months, the government's been
Uh-huh.
classifying the UFO stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying, oh, like here's more videos, here's more things of what's going on with the UFOs. And one major thing that they said, which is now making sense with what you just said with the water, is they're not coming from space, they're coming from under the water.
They're coming from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think is going on is they declassified all that to use that as an excuse to act like it's not Iran. It's
Oh,
not
yeah, maybe.
Russia, it's not China.
It's possible.
Oh, it's the aliens. Because
It's
now that they
possible.
say it's under the water, they're not going to investigate it because they're saying, oh, it's the aliens that
Yeah.
are under the water.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
But-
kind of crap they pull.
So I think that's what they're doing. That's why they're not following it because they're
Yeah.
just tossing up to, oh, it's just the aliens.
Yeah.
And if people are gonna say, "Oh, why not go there?" They're gonna—I guarantee they're gonna think of a BS excuse of like,
Oh, yeah.
we don't want to contact them yet. We don't know what they're gonna do." Like they're gonna say something crazy where people are gonna be like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense," and then no one's gonna think about it.
Exactly.
So I think that's what
It could be. It could be.
If people ask questions, they're gonna just say aliens.
Yeah. It's possible. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. Yes, welcome everyone. I had to update my computer. That's why it took so long to get the stream going this morning, but welcome everyone. Here we are. We're back.
Justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, it is Thursday already. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, for me, Brian.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
I gotta be careful because I'm pretty upset. Let me tell you something. Our government knows exactly when, where, and what is coming through our airspaces at any given time, and people are letting that happen. It's called treason. And I can't wait for Trump to get in the office because that crap will stop day one.
Oh, yeah.
We need to take... Isn't it absurd that they're trying to tell us they don't know where that's coming from?
There's no way they don't know. Who do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I believe it's China, and I believe that senator that said, I forgot his name. I saw him on this morning. They were off the coast of New Jersey.
That's right.
From China, and Iran's running them.
Yeah, that's what's being reported, and that's coming from Congress.
And let me tell you, that's friggin' an act of treason. And we ought to be in uproar about this because that's a bunch of crap.
Well, I think the reason, listen, it's scary. It's very frightening, and it's also dangerous. There can be all kinds of there's a lot of air traffic in that area. They're up to something, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Bedminster's there, which is one of President Trump's White Houses. Yeah.
My next point, that's right near one of Trump's places. Let me tell you something. If there's anything near Mar-a-Lago and they don't blast that out of the air, I'll tell you what, we know that's the worst case scenario we can think of.
See, Mar-a-Lago's a fortress. I don't know about New Jersey. All right, Jeff, I appreciate the call. Yeah, I agree with everything he said. There when President Trump was in his first term, there was one, and I know a lot of you here in South Florida had this experience. I was sitting at home, and then like everything on one side of my garage, all the boxes fell over. There was this huge noise over the house, and it knocked over all these boxes, and my whole house shook. And what I found out, and I wasn't the only one, it happened to everybody. I mean, I remember Brian, the owner of Wings Plus, he felt this at Wings Plus in Coral Springs. A small prop plane went into restricted airspace near Mar-a-Lago when Trump was in his first term, and they scrambled fighters from Homestead Air Force Base, and they flew faster than the speed of sound to Mar-a-Lago. And they don't normally fly the speed of sound or greater above residential areas because it breaks windows and knocks things over in people's garages and everything. They were super, yeah. And I've been out in when I was a kid and out in Lake Okeechobee, you would see fighters fly over Lake Okeechobee all the time, supersonic, and it made a lot of noise. And I've heard a lot of sonic booms over. They used to have like a practice bombing range somewhere around Lake Okeechobee. I don't know if that's still around. But that's out in the open. When you have supersonic fighter jets flying over your house, it's crazy. I know a lot of you remember that. It was crazy. But that's when Trump was commander-in-chief. Right now, what's going on is scary. People should be scared, and it's dangerous. And it's not a joke. And, there's something in play, and it most likely is China or Iran, or both working together. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. I don't know why Jeffrey's going crazy. This is treason. He should open his eyes up. You see a balloon that flies over, and they let that balloon go over, and their excuse is we can't shoot it down because parts of it might fall on people.
Yeah, in the middle of Wyoming, where there's nothing but grass.
And the drones are like somebody flying basically a drone over your roof of your home, and they're looking at the roof of your house and they're plotting.
But these are drones that are as big as cars and trucks. These are not, when people say drone, these are not toys like we would get.
No, I'm bringing up a point here. They can have bombs on them. We don't have the Iron Dome protecting our country here. Israel shot them down, and they have to shoot them down because otherwise you don't know what they're carrying. Okay. Now the point is this: we have satellites that you and I see all the time going up from the Space Center, and they're looking down. And when President Trump showed the Taliban leader his house, I mean, we spend zillions of dollars on all this stuff. A drone is a lot cheaper, and our airspace and the security of our country, the radar doesn't pick up this stuff on our airspace. It's a flaw. But that's not the biggest security. That's the major security risk right now because they can do anything. They can put anything on these drones.
My guess is, I mean, listen, none of us know. Everything's a guess. So I'll tell you, my guess is there's one of a couple of things going on here. They're gathering China, Iran. They're gathering intelligence in the Bedminster area. Maybe they've determined that Florida is too much difficulty, but maybe New Jersey. That's one possibility, which is a strong one. And the other one is, and it could be both of these at the same time. It's also a test of American response and defenses. And it could be that too.
It makes us look inept, incompetent throughout the world. That we're sitting there like schmoes. But the worst thing, this is a major security breach to our country, regardless of what it is. But the biggest security breach in this country, and everyone kept talking about illegals and all this crap on the borders, that's the most major because we have opened up the door. Would you open up the door of your home? No. You care what's flying above your house? Absolutely. But I think worse is what they've done. You talk about treason. I mean, and it's just...
there's a story that came out yesterday about the golf course assassin, okay? The Secret Service officer that fired on him was like just a few feet from him, and he missed. And you guys have seen hopefully the YouTube video I meant, retracing the steps of the golf course assassin. If you haven't, go and watch it. I mean, how could he miss that? I mean, it's insane. You know, so what's going on here? Yeah.
The trial of this guy for next Christmas.
Do you know there was one other attempted assassination in Florida? Franklin Roosevelt, FDR, when he was president-elect, there was an assassin who tried to kill FDR at Bayside in Miami. You know, that guy was executed within 30 days of the assassination attempt. Tried, convicted, and executed with the death penalty within a month.
We have the liberals running around like we have today. We get college-educated people that everything, you know, like everything's backwards, man. The whole country is really. President Trump's got some task to turn this crap around. What they've done for 4.
Well, you know what I wonder with the Secret Service officer, because where if you guys have seen my video of that, he missed the guy. I think I read 5 shots and he missed. That's right in front of a local neighborhood post office. Where did those bullets go? You know, they don't stop until they hit something.
It's on local news. Did you catch where another illegal border jumper, I think, either killed or raped a woman in, I believe, one of the counties around here?
Yeah.
It was on the news.
They got one of the Venezuelan gang members down the street from Mar-a-Lago this week.
It's the most amazing thing to me. This is treason. This is a security breach, and they didn't care. The FBI, all of them.
See, this is what happens with liberals. This is what's going on here is like the flying imams. The imams, after 9/11, these imams went to the airport. They were waiting to board a plane. They were imams in imam clothing, and they started praying in Muslim prayers. And people reported, they thought they were hijackers, so people reported them. Not only were they allowed to board the planes, they sued the passengers and won who reported them, who were scared. And that was a test of our defenses, okay? The enemy is always testing American response to things. And this thing in New Jersey, I think is, like we said, they're gathering information for the Bedminster area because President Trump summers there. It's too hot in Florida typically, so he's known to be in Bedminster during the summer, although I think he might be at Mar-a-Lago during the hot summers with everything that's happened. It's a test of our resolve. It's a lot of things. And when the Pentagon comes out and says it's not a foreign power, well, who is it? Right? Why? How can they determine that if they can't tell us who it is?
If you don't know who it is, you can't just make a statement like that. That's number one. I want to ask you one question.
Well, real quick, I got to run.
The people coming through this border, what do you think the world thinks? What do you think the whole world thinks about the United States? We never asked that question.
We're weak. We are weak and open and vulnerable. Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. You know, Joe Thomas was in studio yesterday, and he offers annuities. He does other things too, but annuities. And I told him yesterday, and I've said this to him many times, it's amazing. I heard about annuities all my life. I never understood them. And after I met with Joe Thomas, I do. And I don't understand why everyone is not in annuities. With annuities, your money's not at risk, and you can earn income in your retirement. Wow, you're going to make money and not risk any money. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. That's all that needs to be said. It's amazing. And, you know, in retirement, when you're in your retirement, that extra revenue stream can help out a lot, can it? Cost a lot of money to go golfing or get your hair done or go visit the grandkids or, you know, for the holiday, for their birthday or for Christmas or New Year's or the Jewish holidays or something. It's expensive. Get that extra revenue stream coming in. There you go. You can do some things that you may not have been able to do, and you're not risking your money. Give Joe Thomas a call. You know, Joe Thomas is offering free phone consultations that you can take advantage of no matter where you are in the United States. He'll talk to you about how he can protect your money from stock market losses. He'll tell you how to stop losing your hard-earned money and how you can generate income when you're retired. Give him a call, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. If you missed the number, just get it off his website, JupiterJoe.com. All right, 1 hour down, 2 to go. There's one opening on the board, so if you're on hold, hang in there. I was talking about the drones. I brought up a few other things, too. You're welcome to call in about anything I brought up in the first hour, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the drones of New Jersey and what's going on. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take our break for the top and come back with your calls. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back after this.
104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Thursday, December 12th, 2024, and right now it's 56 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 73 degrees with cloudy conditions with a mix of windy conditions throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Thursday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now,
Now, guys, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Sir Feltcraft on Etsy. There's a link in the description of the video. And, of course, they sponsored yesterday's program. They're sponsoring the program today. They have great handmade Christmas decorations for your home, for your trees, for your office. And everything is handmade. Their prices are spectacular. It's Sir Feltcraft on Etsy. There's a link in the description of the video. Look at all this. Everything homemade with love. Aren't they cute? Absolutely. And they don't just have Christmas. They have other occasions too, but I'm talking about Christmas because Christmas is coming up. And again, there's a link in the description of the video. Sir Feltcraft on Etsy, today's sponsor. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you supporting our sponsors.
Including the Feasted Football Buffet in the Paddock. Plus, catch all the big games on our sports TVs. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yep, finally.
Are the drones electric or fuel driven? We don't know.
Doorbell camera. You get a
We
doorbell
don't
camera.
know.
You get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have
We'll be back shortly, guys.
We're waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
561-237-5009.
I'm making a new thumbnail for the YouTube video on the drones because since everything got messed up today, I want to update all of that.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices.
You're on hold. Hang in there.
My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back. Hour number 2 has begun. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, what I've been talking about today is something that you're probably not used to me talking about, but it's these drones in New Jersey. And there's a couple of things. I'm going to go right to the phones, but let me do a quick recap for people that are tuning in. What got me tuned in to the drone story, because I know it's been going on for weeks, is a couple of things in particular. One, the witnesses who are telling us that they're the size of coffee tables, couches, cars, and one even the size of a Ford F-150. All right, so they're massive. But then the Pentagon comes out yesterday and says these are not from a foreign power. Oh, okay, but they don't bother to tell you where they're from. They didn't say they don't exist. They just said it's not Iran. There's not an Iranian mothership. Well, is there a mothership from China, from Russia? I don't know. There's something there. So there's more than just a mystery here. And we have a bit of history with this regime that's running this country right now. And that is the Chinese spy balloon story. So that's where we kind of left off in the last hour. Your thoughts on all this are welcome. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dave from Detroit.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, calm down. It's not China or Russia or anybody like that. It's probably just one of the Trump's adult diaper delivery service that he gets. So just, remote delivery service of the diapers. So just relax. It's not,
this is an interesting thing. You were on hold for just shy of 13 minutes before I took your call, right? At what point did you say that over to yourself in your head a bunch of times and think this isn't funny? Wait, that wasn't even funny.
It's true, because it's true, I guess.
No, yeah, it's true that what you said is not funny. I mean, what's the matter with you? I don't know what you do for a living. It's obviously not comedy.
Well, no, I'm a blue-collar American.
Oh, blue-collar American? Really? What are you doing? What's your blue-collar job?
Truck driver.
Truck driver. What kind of truck do you drive?
Freightliner.
A Brightliner. Really? Is it a 16? Is it a Freightliner? Is it how many cylinders are in that? 16 or 24?
8.
8, really? And what do you haul in it?
Particle board.
Particle board. What state do you drive through? Do you have the T43 permit? Oh, see, he knows some stuff here. This guy, yeah. Why don't you honk the horn for me so I know it's a truck? Let me hear the truck horn. Well, I'm going to give you some advice, okay? I'm a nut job. No, I'm going to give you some advice. Stick to truck driving. But this I'm not done with you. This is a very interesting call with this guy in his truck. I'm serious about this. With the state as a truck driver, with the state of the economy, with fuel prices so high, why would someone who burns gas for a living support a political party that's driving up the cost of you filling up the tank of your truck?
because I don't pay for the cost of filling up, so I don't care about that.
Who pays? Well, no, you do. You do pay for it. You do pay for the fuel. Sure, we all do. We all do. The cost of the fuel drives the price of the products that you're delivering.
Yeah, and it's only $3 a gallon right now.
Only $3 a gallon. Don't you understand? The price of everything in our country is. I wish I could get $3 a gallon. I paid over. I have to buy super unleaded for my car. Unfortunately, I paid $3.74 a gallon today. Oh my goodness, cost me a fortune. But the price. So hold on, slow down. How many hours a week as a truck driver do you work?
About 55.
55. Okay, so you do overtime. You get 15 hours a week of overtime, right? You don't get paid overtime? President Trump, well then you should find a new boss. President Trump is doing away, he's lowering the price of gas, which makes the trucking industry more profitable, which is good for you. Number two, he's ending taxes on overtime, and while you may not get overtime pay because you're exploited by your employer, a lot of people do. What I'm trying to figure out is, what do the Democrats offer blue-collar guys like yourself that drive trucks?
They offer great things because I got at least some raises under Biden and
What do you mean they offer? Joe Biden gave you a raise?
Well, yeah, I got increase in pay because of the inflation.
Because of the inflation. So, I got to tell you something here. I got a lot of respect for people that work hard for a living, but you're one of the dumbest people I've ever talked to in my life. You really are. And I've talked. No. You might have some more knowledge about certain things that I don't. No. You don't have a basic understanding. This is bizarre. You're saying you got a raise. Hold on. No, you listen. You're saying you got... Excuse me. Slow down. You said that you got a raise, right? But don't you understand that raise has been eaten up by inflation?
And unlike when Trump gave me my tax increase, at least I was able to recover.
Trump didn't raise taxes. He lowered taxes. Don't you understand that the raise that you got under the Biden era was eaten up by inflation?
To show your Trump University economics degree, but he gave me a tax increase.
What tax did you get raised? My taxes went down.
When you lower the amount of deductions that I'm allowed to take.
What deduction did you lose? What deduction did you lose?
I lost my per diem pay. I was getting...
Per diem, that's not Trump. Your per diem is from your employer. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. You were telling the truth about being hold on, I got to run. But you were telling the truth about being a truck driver, which is unusual. No, it's time for a break. I have to take remember Rush used to call them profit-taking moments? I got to take a commercial break.
I don't know where to go.
I don't hold callers through breaks. Aren't you you're driving your truck? Don't you have a delivery?
A couple hours.
In a couple hours? Are you on the clock?
No, I'm on the clock, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're milking the clock. No, I got to take a commercial break. But no, I want to give you credit for telling the truth. Most liberals lie, and you told the truth. You got the truck horn and everything. In fact, I'll tell you this: as dumb as you are when it comes to the economy, out of all my 30+ years of talking to liberal jerks on the air, you are the only one that has told the truth about their profession.
Well, I'm not a liberal. I'm a Democrat.
I know there's a difference. Okay, take care. All right. Oh, my goodness. All right. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll be right back.
Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon with a subtle reminder that I'm back on the air this morning right after 10 a.m. with more of your favorite oldies on South Florida's True Oldies channel.
Talk about amazing kielbasa. Crocastelli in North Lauderdale is a must if you love Polish food. They have a variety of Polish sausage, bacons, Polish cheeses.
If you're on hold, hang in there, guys.
Even Polish hot dogs. Crocastelli homemade soups, and more. You have to check out Crocastelli. The bakery is out of this world. Stop by for delicious Polish food. CrocastelliFL.com for directions or call 954-722-8006.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta, and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I've brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been homes like yours.
No, I cannot think of another liberal caller that told the truth about their profession that I've ever gotten. Ever.
Definitely not.
First.
At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and...
Unless I have forgotten, but those of you that are long-time listeners.
Yes, All Year. Need help today? Yes, All Year. Zero down financing? Yes, All Year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 All Year. That's 833 All Year.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it.
Yeah, it's true. You'd have to get a raise greater than that of inflation.
On the
Yeah.
air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the bus driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueWellFLA.com.
You know, if you're on WhatsApp, I got to tell you, I wasn't joking with that guy. Out of all of the liberal callers that I ever remember talking to, he is the only one that has told the truth about their job. Only one. So I got to give the guy props for that. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Montana Mark.
Hey, Mark. What's up?
You know, with all that military equipment left in Afghanistan, if China got a hold of a military drone,
yes, he honks.
They could reverse engineer that drone.
Yeah.
And you know, you talked about a long time ago where all these big groups of Chinese-aged or Chinese military guys their age came to America.
Yep.
Maybe they're flying the drones.
Well, I don't know. We send drones all over the world with guys running them here in this country. So you can be anywhere in the world and run a drone, right? We do drone strikes, and the guys in the Middle East and the guys flying them are like in Mississippi, you know.
It's those electronic computer chips. So some of their equipment might be in our military drones. So
yeah, you never know. Yeah, you're right. All right, hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Montana Mark. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. This is James in Tampa from your chat.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, I know you'll remember this story. Back October 15, 2000, the Balloon Boy hoax, when Richard Heaney sent up a helium-filled gas balloon, and they claimed that his son Falcon was in it. Do you remember that?
Vaguely. Not even you mention it. It's a blur, but I do vaguely remember. I don't remember all the details, but I vaguely remember the story.
Yeah, if you Google search the Balloon Boy hoax, it happened in Fort Collins, Colorado, October 15th, 2000.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's been that long.
Yeah, back when that happened. Now they want to say they can't find out what these drones are. However, the military, emergency services, news helicopters, that balloon was being tracked for a long time, very, very quickly back then. Very fast response. And it was a nationwide story all over the television.
Yeah, and they were out there following it. So with these drones that are in New Jersey, okay, what do you think the story is? What would be your best guess?
Actually, early this morning, I woke up and I saw that there were people reporting in Fort Myers, Florida, they were seeing drones. So
now, I know. I hear people all over the country saying it, but what do you think's going on? Who do you think's behind it?
It's hard to say. It could be a publicity stunt with all of these.
By who?
So, it could be a company trying to do some kind of publicity.
Well, this is the thing, okay? I don't know about that. At Disney World here in Florida, they do light shows with drones. And they're very sophisticated. I've seen some of these. They will blow your freaking mind that they do this with drones. They make, they'll have like Mickey Mouse in the sky with drone lights, okay? So I know that, but the thing that got me about these drones was the size, okay? We're hearing reports that they're the size of pickup trucks. They're the size of police helicopters. So these aren't those types of drones. These are massive drones. These are not the kind that corporate people use for light shows.
It could be anything. I mean, it could be Chinese. I mean, it could be coming from the Middle East. They have a lot of money to create tech.
I think common sense, when they're this large, it's military grade. This is not civilian. There's too many and they're too big.
I agree with you on that. I mean, but we really won't know yet until
January 20th. Yeah, January 20th. There's too much for him to get to the bottom of. He's got 4 years. He's not going to have time to get to the bottom of everything.
Well, maybe he'll appoint a drone czar.
Oh my goodness, who knows? All right, take care. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Patty from New Jersey.
Hey, Patty.
Hey, so, Brian, I have had my eyes on these things for weeks now.
Well, wait a minute.
Right?
So hold on a second. You've seen the drones with your own eyeballs.
I have videotape of them. I've watched them. I've followed them. I can tell you that when they're over my house, my internet's not working. All right, and I'm telling you, this is a national security threat. I live not far from the Picatinny Arsenal. All right, and for them to allow these things to gander over Picatinny Arsenal is...
Well, what is Picatinny Arsenal? It's a military base? What is that?
Military base, yes. It's a military base. It's a proving grounds, where they've experimented with explosives and stuff like that.
So when they fly... Okay, so you've seen them over your house. How can you tell how big they are?
They're huge. They're all different sizes. I can tell you, the other night I was out, one went by at treetop level, all right, and it sounded like a jet. There's no way that a jet is flying that low. When I tell you, it literally was right over us.
Are they the size? Are the ones that are flying over your home? Are they like the size of cars?
Yes. They can be. They're all different sizes. They're all different sizes. If they know that you have, like, I have a headlight that I wear on my head when I do my farm work. If I'm looking up at them, their lights go out. So I have to turn my headlight off.
Really?
To watch
So it's like there's somebody that can see you.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you something else. I didn't do it, but I know of somebody who was shooting paintball guns.
No, do not do that.
Paintball.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Not a good idea. You should not be shooting at anything in the sky. But they dodge you. If they see you follow them with a car, they'll disappear. They'll turn their lights out and they'll disappear.
Wow.
And they'll pop up over there, or they'll pop up over there, or you'll see 3 or 4 of them come to that area.
So when they fly over your house, they're huge. They're as big as cars. And your Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi doesn't work. Are there any other electronic things that don't work? Is your phone work? Just your Wi-Fi? What happens?
It's usually my Wi-Fi that's not working because I have a tablet that only works on my Wi-Fi in my house. And it's the same time every night. I cannot use my tablet. I go outside and sure as heck there's...
Well, okay, so when it's dark... It's dark. You've seen them, but is it too dark for you to get a good look? I mean, can you tell? Are they painted black? What do they have, like propellers? Can you see engines? What does it look? What's it shaped like?
What I can tell you is you can definitely tell by the structure of the lights on them that they're a drone. All right, and what happens is they've got a green light, a red light, and then a couple of white lights. The white lights are like eyeballs. You can see them moving around on them. So like it's almost like they're aiming them in certain spots. And some of them sound like helicopters. You can almost sound like the blade on them. Other ones sound like jets, like a jet engine on them.
So they're big enough, but they're big enough that. Are they? Yeah. Okay. Here's a question. That was my. I'm glad you brought that. I was going to ask you. Are they? Does it sound as if they're powered by electricity or like fuel?
They definitely sound like they are fuel powered because there's no way that anything electric is going to sound like what I heard the other night on that really big.
So when you say really big, how big was the really big one? Compare it to something. Like what is the really big one? What would you compare it to?
I would say it was the size of a truck.
What, like a pickup truck?
It definitely was. Yeah, it definitely was not the size. We live by a couple of airports, right? And we see the prop planes and stuff like that all the time here. They are definitely smaller than those, but they're not quite as big as.
So what would your guess? Because you've seen them, you hear them, what would be your guess? Who is it? What is it? Who is it?
Okay. Well, the other thing I wanted to tell you is my son owns a farm here in New Jersey. It's 800 acres, and right through the center of it, they have a power line that goes through it. Those things have been hovering over the power line, going back and forth. And that's the other thing is they have a formation that they fly, and they go back and forth over the power line. I just hope and pray that these things are not looking to take out our infrastructure. We've been talking about it for years. What would be one way that they'd be able to catch us with our pants down if they hit our infrastructure? And that's what I'm worried about.
So do you think it's China, Iran, the United States? Who do you think it is?
They've been seen coming in off the ocean. There are clear reports from sheriff and police departments down on the shore counties saying that they watched them come in off the ocean. So what Jeff Van Drew said yesterday really hit home to me and really is...
Are people scared? And are like your friends and neighbors, are people like nervous, or is it just you're used to it?
We are... No, you're not going to get used to this. You're not going to get used to it. We're very concerned. We've all called the FBI number. We've all reported them. And I can tell you, they're saying that they're down over Bedminster. I go up into Middletown, New York, and I've seen them as far as up as Middletown, New York.
Wow. Okay, so let me...
And watched a whole swarm of them over Pine Island, New York.
Wow. It's scary. It's really frightening, but they do have the lights that you say a red light, a green light, and a red light. Okay, I'm assuming that the red and the green are for whoever the pilots are to be able to so they could see it, and tell which is the left, which is the right, port starboard, whatever. However they do it with planes, that's crazy. Let me ask you this: have you seen any United States military vehicles on the ground, or personnel, or aircraft in the area trying to do anything to stop them?
Nothing.
What the hell?
That's what's baffling to me, is that, and Brian, you think about it, they let the Chinese balloon traverse the entire United States, go over our military bases, and we're at the end of it. We're at the end of this regime that has taken control of our country. They're all burnt. They all know they're burnt, and God only knows. Did you hear the report about all of the vials of?
Yeah. Well, no. We'll get back to the drones. And let me ask you. You said one of the big one was like tree level over your house. When you were outside and saw it, is the wind and everything coming off of it, did it hover? And is the wind and the noise like you had a helicopter overhead? Does it feel and sound like that?
No, that one sounded like a jet, and there was no wind with it. There was no wind. It was just sound.
Did it hover or did it fly by?
No, it was going by at a very slow speed. It was not like an airplane would cruise by. It went by very, very slowly, and it just sounded like a jet engine with wind.
Do you have any recordings of them? Do you have any recordings?
I do.
Like what?
On my phone.
You've got like audio and video. Can you hear the audio? Like if you played it for me, would I be able to hear it?
Yes. Some of them you absolutely can.
Well, could you play? What I'm asking is, could you play one of them over the phone for me while we're talking?
Well, I'm actually in my car driving to my daughter's because I'm babysitting today. But do you have an email address? These stuff.
If you go to my website, briancraigshow.com, you can email me there. There's an email link. Email me there and I'll get it. Okay. briancraigshow.com. Okay. All right. Appreciate the call. Take care. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning.
Yeah.
From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the all-year cooling weather center. Today is Thursday.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
2024, and right now it's 56 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 73 degrees with cloudy conditions with a mix of windy conditions throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Thursday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service.
Oh my goodness, that was some call. What do you guys think about that? That was pretty wild. Pretty impressive.
Right now on Lake Worth, a multi-vehicle crash has 3 right lanes blocking on I-95 heading north when approaching 10th Avenue North. Stopping delays on the approach back.
You know what movie I ironically saw yesterday when I got home? That was on TV. I just
What's
turned
that?
on TV. I was just going Hulu, watching the show I was eating. But the first thing that came up on regular TV, Red Dawn.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what they said with Red Dawn was, there was a new weapon that shuts everything down,
Yeah.
blackout.
Mm-hmm. EMPs.
And it is like a new sort of EMP. It was like it wiped out the whole grid and all that. Sounds like that's what they could be doing with the drone. When she said they're flying over the power lines in the house too. It's like maybe like that's how they're charging or anything like that too. So, very, very strange. And you always hear stuff about like Project Blue Beam in China.
Yeah.
Like where they could put holographic things as well, not just like the light shows, but like they could make things look like. So they could be doing that too. With they're testing what areas to do it over, and then they could put something that people think they see But
Yeah.
There's so much things that it could be. It's crazy.
I believe, you guys believe that caller? I do. I mean, she was very specific. She was very specific.
Oh, Seagull Vents.
Oh, okay. Well, she said it sounded like a jet kind of noise in it. So,
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone.
From the ones in New Jersey, and text her to see if she knows or
yeah.
has anything on her. If she has it, she can send it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Commerce has fantastic free-to-attend events all year long. Join us for their next great expo in your area.
Don't miss the Greater South Florida Chamber's next great event. It happens Friday, December 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Kane Center in
Yeah, this is my new. I just got this shirt yesterday in the mail. Dark Maggot. Elon. And of course, the greatest president ever.
The oldies team will be on hand from 11 to 1. Come say hi.
Learn more and see a full list of
We'll be back shortly, guys.
SouthFloridaChamber.com.
A conspiracy can be true. A conspiracy doesn't mean false. I hope so too. Oh, I don't even know. I have so many. I've got some new ones coming that are so cool. They'll be coming any day. I can't wait to get these new ones I got. You're going to love these new ones. They are really... I ordered them for the cruise, but I'm going to wear them before. I don't care.
Even Polish hot dogs. Crocastelli has such amazing homemade foods like goulash, pork and bacon, homemade soups, and more. You have to check out Crocastelli. The bakery is out of this
Oh, it's hard. I have no idea. I have so many. I wear my shirts until they wear out. And then I grab it. So I have a bunch of clothes I don't wear.
Celebrating 47.
All right, we're back. Calls on stand by. That was an amazing call. I thought it was very You know, it's such an interesting thing doing this kind of show. You know, over the last few years, the show has grown tremendously. And you know, remember, I came on live the day that the Never Trumpers shot President Trump in Butler on Saturday. I came here on a radio station, did a live show, and I get a call from Barbara from Baltimore, who was there behind the president and had video of the president when he got shot, and which was just insane. And she shared her experience. And then we got this drone story, and then this last caller. That was pretty powerful call. All right, let's go back to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You. I'm talking to you.
Oh, hey Brian, how you doing?
Hi.
Great. Hey, so this drone thing, I'm not sure about this. I live in Idaho, not New Jersey, so I probably won't see this here. Maybe I will. I looked at the MIT research they did about 5 or 10 years ago with electrostatics, and they have things that defy gravity of sorts, that so-called defy gravity. Electrostatics, by a positive charge and negative charge. You take away the negative, positive goes up or down, you know, that type of thing. I I'm not sure if some of these drones, and this is a drone from MIT that has no moving parts.
Well, I can believe that. I don't think that's what's, listen, the mystery of Area 51, that's where they do all the testing of military aircraft. The United States does testing of new aircraft in isolated areas like Area 51 or Alaska, the polar regions. They don't do it over New Jersey. And if you hear I'm so glad the last caller called in, because you're seeing eyewitnesses on television, and they all sound believable, and they're very consistent in what they're saying. And obviously we have a president who's checked out and a drunken vice president, and our Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas is just a corrupt person. Invasion USA is going on by his design. So they're not concerned about this. But this is, I think it's frightening. New Jersey, you're close to New York. We got Bedminster there where the president lives sometimes of the year. And there's much more going on here. And I do not believe that the United States military does not know exactly what's going on. And they're not even giving us a cover story.
That's my point, not to interrupt you, Brian. There's a lot of things that are just fear-mongering. So is this another delusion? Hey, look at this, while something else is going on.
No, a distraction? No, this is, there's people that it's happening. So, no.
No, I'm not saying it's not real, but is it just, are they putting it out there as real? It is real, but saying, oh, we're going to...
Well, it's like I said, what I said, my guess is, and again, everybody's got a guess, none of us know. I think it's two things, okay? I think one, they've got to be military. These are not civilian as big as they're being described. There's just no way. And consistently, it's got to be military, because there's a lot of them. They're big. They're incredibly. We're talking, each one of these has got to be a multi-million-dollar aircraft. Okay, these are not. It's not corporate PR stunts. So to me, it fits in one of two, and it could be both. One, a test of our air defenses on the East Coast. This is very close to New York, where 9/11 happened, and also it could be our enemies doing aerial surveillance and tests near Bedminster, for when President Trump's back there. And these aren't out of the box crazy thoughts. Everybody's saying this. It's not a unique, and I think there's, rightly so, the American people have a lot of concern.
I agree, and think of this. So it could be something where, why is the military not talking about it right now, right? Are they, or have?
No, the Pentagon said there's not an Iranian mothership at sea. They said it's not a foreign actor. But they didn't tell us who it is then.
So is Trump right? Is he saying that it could be an enemy within?
No, because the enemy within already has the information, right? Like the deep state, the United States, they already know everything that's there. They know. They wouldn't have to do this type of testing and surveillance. They know what's there.
I know it's there, but are they conspiring against Trump?
Well, they're always doing that. Hey, listen, I'm going to run, but I appreciate the call. Some good call. Good points in that call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yeah, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, hi. My name is Dee Dee. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the Bayshore area, and I did see one on Sunday night. It was around 9:30 p.m., and there was lots of moonlight out that night, and the one that I saw, it only had one dim, it looked like an old porch light on it. It was, but it was moving quite fast. It didn't make any noise.
Like, how big was it?
I couldn't tell. It almost looked like the size of a helicopter.
The size of a helicopter. That's big. That's big. How far away were you from it? Like how high was it?
That I couldn't tell you, but if it, like I said, if it weren't for the strong moonlight that night, I wouldn't have seen it. But the moonlight revealed its presence there.
Did you get a look at the shape of it? Was it hovering, or was it just flying in a straight line?
It was flying in a straight line. And it wasn't flying in the normal. It was going south, and I live very close to Newark Airport.
Could you hear it?
No, it was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
There was really not any noise. But then, about a half hour later, I was on the phone with a friend of mine telling them about the experience. And then all of a sudden, my phone got taken over by some type of AI, and it said, we're now switching your phone to record your conversation by text.
This was after the drone flew by? Yeah, after. How long after?
Right, and there was an FBI, and I don't remember where I heard it, but just to let everybody know, the FBI did say, be careful what you're texting, because they're monitoring the text.
So wait a minute. So how long after the drone flew by did this AI take over your cell phone?
It was probably about 30 to 45 minutes.
Oh my goodness! Turn that phone off and get a new one. It's been hacked.
It was exactly what the news report of the FBI said, that they're monitoring text, and I was.
Wow. Do you know anybody else in the area that's happened to, or just you?
I'm the only one that I know that it has happened to, but I'm thankful that I heard that news report, and when that voice came on, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I didn't hear my friend on the phone any further, and the voice just said, we're now converting.
That's crazy. Well, listen, I appreciate. If anything else happens, give me a call. All right, I got to run, but thanks so much. Oh my goodness. I mean, we're getting a lot of firsthand reports from New Jersey. We're getting a lot of calls from New Jersey. Maybe we should get some sponsors in New Jersey. We got a big following up there. We'll be right back. All right, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning. I'm doing great. What do you have for us this morning?
That came in. It was a couple getting their estate planning done, and one of the things that came up in the conversation was that the wife's mother was in a nursing home, and so of course I asked how is that being paid for, and the mother's paying for it out of pocket, and she's been there for several months already, and is spending almost $14,000 a month. And so I explained to them what could be done with Medicaid planning, where if we got her on Medicaid, that $14,000 a month would be, she'd pay only a small amount of that. She'd pay, her income was a little over $3,000 a month. And so close to $3,000 she'd have to pay instead of $14,000. And they couldn't believe it. So now we're going to do Medicaid planning for the mother and save them a lot of money.
Well, you know, nursing home care and at-home care is incredibly expensive. I think much more than people realize until they need it. I mean, yeah.
And so, I mean, whether it's at home or in a nursing home or assisted living, I mean, for people who are on a budget, who have their fixed income and they have their nest egg and that's it, you don't want that to deplete quickly. It took a lifetime to build it up.
Well, I hope they got together with you before they burned through everything, because I mean, tragic stories happen. People sell their houses and they burn all of the money from the house, and they have nothing. And these things, call the Siegel Law Group. You know, it's really amazing. I think, you know, Barry, I think what it is, when people hear Medicaid, they think it's for very poor people, homeless people, people that have nothing, that own nothing. And that can be true, but it's not universal. People can have some means and have this Medicaid coverage, including owning a home. So don't listen to your friends. Don't go to the worst law firm of all, which is Google. Go to the Siegel Law Group, and don't burn through everything, Mom and Dad. You know, and on top of that, Barry, I mean, my goodness, one of the you got mom or dad need the care. They burn through everything, and you have a surviving parent, and there's nothing left. I mean, it's tragic. It doesn't have to be. All right, now listen, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, the Siegel Law Group can help. Their number, toll-free, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, we are back, and back to those. And if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the drones over New Jersey, and we've gotten some very interesting calls from a couple of women who live in New Jersey and have seen the drones, and we've gotten some very, very good descriptions of what's going on there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Mike from Michigan.
Yep, Mike.
So I've got some information for you that I think is going to be very well provable for and validation for these folks who are calling from New Jersey. I used to own an 8-prop drone. My drone was registered with the FAA. It had lights on it, green, red, purple, and blue. Those lights were identifiers for the controller of that drone.
Well, obviously.
The controller on the ground. The green and the red were that it was still communicating with the controller. The blue would be it's tied to the satellites. This is where I really am concerned. These drones would have been automatically registered with satellites, and the FAA would have known in minutes that those drones were in the sky. Now, if they're drones that are military grade and they're not registered with the FAA, they would not know that they are there. And to be very honest with you, I'll agree with you 100%. I smell a rat. This is not good. And I believe 100% these are drones that may have been brought in by Iran. We already know that they've been making death threats on Trump. It's their minister, and I believe 100% that this is a...
Well, I'm going to tell you, Iran, in Trump's first term, Iran made a movie about a drone attack on Trump at his golf course here in Florida. And I don't know if any of you guys ever saw that. It leaked on Twitter back in that time. We're hearing reports, though, that some of these drones are as big as F-150 pickup trucks. I've never seen a drone that a civilian owns that's big like that.
Are available that have been developed they're one-man drones. Actually, a pilot can fly them, and they are electric, and they will fly about 25 minutes. But these callers who are saying they've watched them, and then they go dark, and then there are crazy things that are happening. That caller that was talking about the app on her phone, that was happening. I'm here in Michigan, like I said, and the FBI told everybody that only use encrypted messaging on your phone. Do not use Facebook. Do not use WhatsApp. Nothing. Only use encrypted messaging. And there's a lot of phones that are not even tied to that. So
wow.
Something seriously is definitely going.
So, the concern, listen, in New Jersey, we're rising to the level of almost a panic in New Jersey. And for the government not to come in and even give like a story to try to make people feel a little more calm and safe is very unusual. Why?
That interview that the Fox News reporter had asked the question with the Pentagon spokesperson, she said, about a month ago it was reported. The answer that was given by the Pentagon is that there is currently no warships off the coast. There are no ships from Iran off the coast. Question, a month ago, there was no warships off.
And first off, that's vague. It doesn't have to be a warship, and it could be an Iranian ship that's a freighter from another. I mean, if I go to the beach down the street and I'm just looking out at the ocean, I'm going to see all kinds of freighters out there. Okay, so it could be an Iranian ship, but be a freighter that they've chartered or something.
That's why. I mean, I'm really concerned. Michigan went red for Trump, and I'm an avid Trump supporter, and thank God he's getting back in. And I'm really concerned. There's so much hatred out there right now, and so much vile anger from different types of organizations and people on TikTok, here on Facebook, that want to see this man dead.
Yeah, well, they shot him, and they tried to do it again. Listen, I appreciate that he gave us a lot of good insight on the drones, and I do appreciate it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Dennis from Nashville.
Yeah, Dennis.
Hey, how you doing, Doc?
All right.
Hey, these drones, I really think that it could be China because it kind of makes sense that, you know, the balloon that flew over the United States, just get a real funny feeling that that's who it could possibly.
Mm-hmm. You know, we got to wonder, is it being allowed to happen by our government, or are we just run by corrupt idiots that are too incompetent to do anything about it? You know, like the Chinese spy balloon, I believe we did not shoot down the Chinese spy balloon because China owns our government, right, that's currently in power, and they couldn't shoot it down. China told them not to. But something's going on here.
Yeah, something very serious. I hope Trump is very aware because
of course he is.
Because they want him out.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, I appreciate the call. If you're on hold, hang in there. We're coming up on the top of the hour, but you know, usually when something like this happens, the government will come out and say, no, it's not this, it's that. They'll come out with a cover story at least, and the lack of a cover story is alarming. Now, I want to talk to you guys about Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. Now, you know, he's rid me of pain 6 times, guys, and he can do the same for you. His laser away pain treatment is really a miracle device and a miracle procedure. It is 100% painless. There's no shots, no injections, no downtime, no drugs. And the laser treatment actually repairs the damage in your body that's causing you the pain. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. Arthritis, which I've been rid of. Bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, which I had that he rid me of, Dr. Appleton. Lumbar pain, muscular contraction, herniated disc, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, stenosis, and any other pain you could think of. Give Dr. Appleton a call. Remember, appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome even on Saturday. Now, I know a lot of you come in from out of town and out of state. You don't need an appointment if you come from out of town or out of state, but if you're coming from out of town or out of state, I'd recommend you make an appointment. But you don't need an appointment, and Dr. Appleton performs all the laser treatments himself. Did I mention they're 100% painless? I think I did, but I want to say it again. Give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Give Dr. Appleton a call and say bye-bye to your pain. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Nancy. I'm calling from Tamarack.
Yep. Yes.
I think maybe it's a possibility that the Bezos is practicing his drone for next Christmas to deliver gifts to those rural areas.
Oh, you think it's an Amazon delivery drones? I don't think so.
I think they are practicing, Brian, because it's not in the city, it's outskirts of the city.
If it was Amazon delivery drones, okay, don't you think they would tell us that, the government? It's not Iran, it's Amazon.
Want to. Maybe why they don't want to.
No, drones of this size, even much smaller, you know, I don't know what the size is, but some of this, like if you go to like the toy store and buy drones, there's some drones that require FAA permits. These drones are as big as trucks, okay? So if it was Amazon delivery drone testing, the government would know and they would tell us that. And then they would do story. Then they would have the reporters come and take video of them.
Well, the big drones deliver the big box. The small drones deliver. In my mind, it's a part of my mind.
In your mind. Well, hey, listen, whatever helps you sleep at night, okay? Take care. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. Hi, Brian. It's Roz.
Hey, Roz. What's up?
I agree with the caller before, the lady about China.
Yeah, I don't think it's Amazon delivery drone testing. I don't subscribe to that theory.
Oh, no, not at all. I think it could be China. and we have a very corrupt government that will do anything. But I believe that God is watching over President Trump and his family, and we have to continue to pray for him. Because if we all don't pray together, you know, but I believe that God's hand is upon President Trump.
Well, we saw that in Butler. Yeah, we saw that in Butler.
These people are so evil.
Oh, yeah.
Willing to stop it.
Well, we've seen that. We've seen that. Hey, listen, appreciate the call, Ross. Take care. Now, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. If you're on hold, hang in there. We'll go back to the phone. We've gotten some really good calls today, I must say. Some great calls today. And you've all added a lot to the conversation. 2 hours down, 1 to go. It is Thursday, December 12th already. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back right after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Thursday, December 12th, 2024, and right now it's 56 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 73 degrees with cloudy conditions with a mix of windy conditions throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful start to your Thursday.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
In Lake Worth, earlier multi-vehicle crash blocking 3 right lanes along I-95 heading northbound approaching 10th Avenue North is now down to a single right lane blocked. We're still seeing delays on the approach go back to Hypoluxo Road. We also have a multi-vehicle crash in Palm Springs along Congress Avenue and Forest Hill Boulevard. A broken down vehicle still sits on the right shoulder I-95 southbound approaching.
If you're on hold, hang in there,
We're
guys.
starting to see buildups now on the Turnpike north and southbound between Lake Worth and Boynton Beach Boulevard. This report is sponsored by PayPal. This season, the PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get exclusive cashback offers in the app. And with the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal. That's traffic on Chris Barr.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. This Sunday, December 15th, PBKC features South Florida's premier sports card and memorabilia show with amazing vendors and a wide variety of all your favorite collectibles. Admission and parking are always free. Enjoy great food and drink options, including the Feasted Football Buffet in the paddock. Plus, catch all the big games on our sports TVs. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Now, guys, I want to share with you today's sponsor, Sir Felcraft on Etsy. Great handmade Christmas decorations that are perfect for your home or your office. Everything is handmade with love. There's a link in the description of the video. And if you're looking here on YouTube, I mean, these are just very cute, very pretty, well-made, handmade and well-made to last for many Christmases to come. They're sponsoring today's show, so go there. Just the link is in the description of the video. Sir Felcraft on Etsy. I know they're adorable. I like the bears, but the snowmen. I love the snowmen.
Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor can order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now in Boca and any lab test now in Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around,
since 1977. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All righty, we are back 4 minutes after the hour. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian. Our number 1-888-465-2631. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about these drones in New Jersey. We've gotten some very interesting calls from people in New Jersey. One woman in particular, the drones have been flying over her house. They're the size of trucks, and she says when they come over, she says they do not sound like they're powered by electric, but fuel. That her Wi-Fi goes out when they fly over her house. So pretty interesting stuff. Let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore. How are you?
All right, Barbara. What's up?
It's stressful. Well, I'm telling you, I guess I'm anxious about what's happening here, so close to President Trump. And I do believe that Iran may have something to do with it. I really do. And I don't know.
Well, you have good reason to believe that because, we have members of Congress telling us that. And these are not just people calling me with ideas. These are people that have contacts and are in the know and are briefed. So we're getting Washington insiders telling us that it's Iran. And I don't know if it's come up yet, but the anniversary of Soleimani being taken out by Trump is coming up. And we've been hearing that Iran would be gearing up for something in response to that. And Iran's been after President Trump ever since that happened.
Well, I think maybe it's time for somebody to go after the Ayatollah.
Well, it's not, the thing with Iran, they've always been a problem. I mean, since I was a kid, there's never been a time. Iran is, I've got this. Yeah, the hostages and everything else. I was in third grade when that happened. I remember it like it was yesterday. But the thing with Iran, there's a term I use with people, poison people. Like, you ever have poison people in your life? All they do is sometimes you work with them. All they do is go around and cause trouble for everybody. Poison. I cut poison people. I cut poison people out of my life. Iran is a poison country. Nothing good comes from Iran, just poison. That's it. And I'm
great people. I know some Iranians that came here
yeah.
in the 70s and 80s that are friends of mine today. They're great people, and they don't even agree with what's happening there. That's why they ran.
Yeah.
Here for safety. Because
sure.
Be killed. And there are so many of those good people. But you know what, Brian? This is what I say. And as far as the person who called ahead about praying for President Trump, we must. And one of the things that I keep reminding myself of is how Saul went after David. Saul went after David. Donald Trump is the only person that I've ever heard of who's had more swords thrown at him than David in the Bible, King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, and we just have to keep that shield around him, and I think he is, because I don't think anybody else could do what needs to get done in this country as fast as it needs to get done. And without this happening, we're going to go down the drain. I don't know what's going to happen here. Everything.
Well, we're in the goal. Trump says. President Trump said this is the golden age of America, and I saw that President Trump has invited the president of China to come to the inauguration. Netanyahu's coming. Do you ever remember foreign heads of state coming to a presidential inauguration before? I never remember that happening.
I don't either. Someone from Britain, maybe from England, maybe Britain at one point or sometime in history. So I wouldn't want to say never, but not in that I've known of.
And these are big leaders too. These are big. Israel, China. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
It's going to be a big deal, and his mission is going to be completed because this country must be saved. God was taken out of everything, and we've been going downhill ever since. Donald Trump is the man. And I do believe the only man.
All right, Barbara. That's right. Appreciate the call. Great calls today, I must say. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Brian from Vero Beach.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for a road trip, but I did want to put in my 2 cents for what's going on. We're dropping the ball right now, but then, of course, once January 20th comes around, we're gonna, everything's gonna be getting back to normal. But these drone things are going on, and it's just a shame that our military right now is non-existent.
It's not that they're non-existent. They're on the take. They're a military against America. Yeah. They think, the United States government, including our military that are currently running the country, do you know what they believe the greatest threat to America is? It's the American people. The American people. Is that scary? Their own, yeah.
And then we're giving money away and everything, but what for? We got people here that need it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to end. That's what Elon Musk is going to do with Doge. That's going to end. All right, appreciate the call from Vero. Have a good drive, okay? Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once. Well, you just made it.
I just made it.
Yeah, I was just about to hang up on you.
Yes, you were, Brian. Okay. Hey, different topic. I know we were talking about the drones and stuff. What about the definition of irony? Is some things I've seen. The United Nations logo. Have you seen that? Are we going on different topics, or is that?
No, it's not okay. Tomorrow is open phones, but even on open phones, as symbolism and logos, I mean, that sounds terminal. I want people to listen to the show, not turn it off.
Oh no! Well, if they turn it off, they're
No. Today is not open phones, and logo talk that doesn't sound interesting to me.
Flat Earth map. Okay, look that up.
Flat Earth days. Okay, all right. Oh boy, most of the calls have been good today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Chris from Pampa.
Hey, Chris.
And great. Great show. Unfortunately, yeah, this is serious business. I mean, so far, obviously, all of the above. We know about our corrupt government, poor leadership, and how they weaken our military and how they sell access and votes of purchase. But
and we know this from the China spy balloon story.
Exactly, this has been ongoing, and even since Obama, of course. But it's more serious than that. And I believe this is going to be a distraction like nobody's business. I mean, come on, it's going to make COVID look like a nosebleed.
Well, so what do you think the story is on the drones?
All viable, as we may call them, concerns right now, but it gets worse than that, Brian. I mean, there's chemical warfare. There's, in that area where all those drones are, there's high population. There's things like farms, like the other young lady from Jersey mentioned. They could poison crops. They could. I mean, there's nerve agents out there. There's all kinds of things. There are possibilities that could hurt our nation. And people better wake up and see that we need better, stronger leadership for all across the board here. So I don't want to scare anyone, but all possibilities.
No, people should be scared. I mean, if this was happening where I lived. Okay, like if these drones like this were flying over Boca, I wouldn't be staying. I'd go stay at my mom's house in Fort Lauderdale. I would. I'm serious. Would you stay in your house if every night you had these drones the size of trucks, F-150 pickup trucks, flying over your house? I wouldn't.
Wouldn't take too much of it. I mean, 100%. And like I said, that's a high populated area with all kinds of important infrastructure, as was mentioned, and produce and you name it. So listen, this is going to get taken serious real quick. And I don't know if the disaster or distraction is going to happen before President Trump is inaugurated or after
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I got. Believe me, they're not going to. The enemies of Trump have not said, well, he won, we're going to sit the next 4 years out. They're scheming right now. Okay, don't be fooled by Ray resigning. Okay, he's going to join Comey's team of the Lincoln Project undermining Trump team. Okay, so Ray is not retired. He's retired from the FBI directorship, but he's basically joining the Lincoln Project. All right, appreciate the call. I want to talk about angel water. You know, are you and your family drinking toxic water? Cooking with toxic water? Showering with toxic water? Find out. Call Angel Water. They'll send Rocky out. He's a good MAGA guy. And Rocky, who came to my house, will do with your water what he did with mine. Test it right there while you're there and tell you what you and your family are drinking. You know, Angel Water has over 1,000 reviews from customers online. So it's not just me that loves Angel Water and the water filtration system they have. It's their other customers too. They have an incredible deal. Now, by the way, they'll test your water at no charge. And they're offering you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. I have both of those. Give them a call. Have Rocky come out and test your water. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
You're on hold. Hang in there.
Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott with a quick reminder that the greatest hits of the 60s and 70s are back on the radio right after 10 a.m. this morning. Check it out on South Florida's True Oldies channel right here.
Live for one special night, the Fab Four presents USA Meets the Beatles, a 60th anniversary concert. The ultimate tribute to the Beatles' arrival to America. Greatest hits, Friday, December 13th, Broward Center. Witness the best Beatles show in the world in a show for the whole family. Tickets on sale now at browardcenter.org. Part of the Cleveland Clinic Rock Series.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit, and HOAs much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1998, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Oh, boy.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies F.
All right. There are 2 openings on our board. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. We've been talking about the drones over New Jersey, and we've had some really powerful calls from people in New Jersey on the program today. So I'll just go back to the phones. And tomorrow, Friday, is open phones. Open MAGA Mike Friday is tomorrow already. Can you believe it? 1-888-465-2631 is our number. And I'm taking these calls to the best of my ability in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
James out of West Palm.
Hey, West Palm. What's up?
I think it might be our own government pulling another scam on us, honestly, with these drones. I mean, they've done it before. This is the first time.
Well, what would be their... Okay, slow down. You think it's our own government. What would be the motivation?
Well, obviously, that's a patsy to get us involved in another war. Trump wants us to get out of war. They don't like Trump because he's anti-war. So that's how they get it.
So you think the U.S. government is trying to provoke a war with Iran?
Sure.
No. Wouldn't surprise me. That is a strong possibility. We know they want that.
Could be. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it's a possibility.
All right, appreciate the call. Wisdom from West Palm. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Glenn in Mississippi.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, these drones. I mean, why? If it was China, I mean, stuff like that, wanting to do that. Why would they run the blinking nav lights and stuff like that on them? And I mean, make them legal up there to have the drone over 0.55 pounds. You got to have it registered with the FAA and be a licensed drone pilot. So with that being said, they would have to, the FAA would know it's there.
But they don't. And, here's the thing, okay? Well, why would they lie about that? So what do you think they are? What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Well, when the Chinese spy balloon came over, they went to zero effort to conceal it. They were flying it during the day over military bases to get photographs.
I understand that, Brian, but look at what it is. It's a balloon. That you can't guide a balloon once it's in.
Well, if it's a foreign country, if it's Iran or China, which is what's being talked about by members of Congress, are saying it's Iran. Okay, so if it's Iran or China doing whatever it is they're doing, whether it's whatever, it's obviously easier to navigate with the lights on it. Maybe they're just fearless that this corrupt government won't do anything about it, so they're not being stealth because there's no need to be.
Yeah, you're right there. But also, how many times have we been lied to by the federal government anyway?
Okay, so you have no theories other than the government's lying.
Well, it could be. Well, I guess I'm going to be like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, none of us know that. But the question is, does the United States government know? Does the Pentagon know? Does the White House know? Or are they checked out? What do you think?
I think with all the nav lights on it and everything that's on it, and them being up there like they are, yeah, I think they know about it. I do.
Well, know who it is. You think the Pentagon and the U.S. government know who the drones are from?
And yes, I do.
Okay. All right.
Because of all the nav lights and everything that makes them legal up in the air. Regular plane or helicopter is not going to be able to fly into it.
Okay. All right. Well, the one caller, when they fly over her house, her Wi-Fi goes out. Another caller from New Jersey said that when they flew over, that some type of virus hijacked her cell phone.
Yeah, that could be coincidence.
Coincidence?
How many people have seen it and they're not reporting their Wi-Fi?
Well, I don't know. I mean, my sample of the people that call me. I'm not out in the streets of New Jersey randomly asking people, So, but I know that I've talked to two people from New Jersey that have seen them, and both of them have reported to me electronic disruptions. One person, she says every time the Wi-Fi goes out every time, and the other one had this phone difficulty. So on my sample size, there's been 100% electronic device malfunctions when they fly over.
Right. Well, I was watching a guy on YouTube the other night, and he's flying. He's an archaeologist in Israel. Anyway, he's flying his drone over an archaeological site, and in Israel, or actually it was actually in Gaza. And Gaza has a thing that they can electronically block the the radio transmission from the pilot, and his drone actually crashed. He lost total control.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're able to do things
if they want to. But these drones, we have had reports, and this isn't just from the people that have called me. You see this on television. This is, people have reported that the drones have been the size of F-150 pickup trucks. One of the police helicopter pilots reported that one of them was underneath their helicopter, and it was the same size as the helicopter.
I saw that on the news, yeah.
So these are not some guy that's a YouTuber.
They're not tall. These things are 15 feet. These things are 15 feet. And
These are the types of things that only governments would have. They're too expensive.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I appreciate the call. Take care. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Randy from Stewart.
Hey, Randy.
I think that, there was a caller that said there was loitering in the power grid. There was also over the arsenal. Could very well be a government or Department of Defense deploying loitering reconnaissance drones in New Jersey and not telling the public. It's because they're looking for what's probably a reason to looking for it, because there's probably a reason to panic. And so it could be our own government looking for something and not really telling anyone they're looking for.
Like what? You mean, this is okay, so you think your theory is that the drones over New Jersey is the U.S. government on a legitimate mission searching for something.
That's right.
Why do it in the dark at night only, though?
I don't know, but there's jamming, there's interference on the Wi-Fi, tronics.
Yes.
They're looking for RF transmission.
What do you think the U.S. government would be looking for?
Well, I hate to say it, but it could be something that could be a catastrophic explosion of some sort.
I don't know. Do you think this government's really interested in stopping anything like that? They've been bringing in millions of criminals that are committing all kinds of death and destruction and mayhem. The government we have doesn't really seem to be in the business of protecting the homeland.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I could be wrong. All right, hey, listen, good theory. I appreciate the call. I want to tell everybody, I don't know about the security, of the country, but I know about the security of my home and your home. And a great way to do that is to take advantage of this free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's. With the doorbell camera, you get a notification on your phone every time there's movement at your door. A couple years ago, when we were at the radio station in Boca, my older cat is an indoor cat. And I was leaving my development, and I got a notification that there was movement at the door. And I was like, well, who is at my door? And it was my cat. Was at the front door. She got out when I was taking out the garbage when I was leaving. And I turned around, went home, let her in. Saved my cat. Isn't that nice? But you can get a doorbell camera for free from Sloman's with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's is also going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery, plus a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Give them a call, 1-833-283-5050, 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Thursday, December 12th, 2024, and right now it's 56 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 73 degrees with cloudy conditions with a mix of windy conditions throughout the whole day. So make sure you stay warm, stay hydrated,
by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long.
Shipping Solutions now save up to $350 on select computers. In-store only offer ends 12/28. Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. That's traffic on Chris Paul.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's showtime at PBKC. Get your tickets today for Chris McDonald's Memories of Elvis Merry Christmas Baby this Friday, December 13th. The Paddock is also your best bet for OTB action and football Sundays with an all-you-can-eat buffet and over 140 HD TVs and big screens. Paddock show tickets make great holiday gifts for upcoming events, and more info, go to pbkennelclub.com.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside. Everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. The standard My Pillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88, and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout and get a standard My Pillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Do you have toxins in your water? Yes, you do. You have things like hexavalent chromium, chlorate, ammonia, high amounts of chlorine, and a lot more. This is what you're drinking and bathing in. We at Angel Water can fix this problem. Do you ladies want softer hair so that you don't have to use conditioner anymore? We can give that to you. Do you want softer skin? Do you want your water-based appliances to last longer? We can solve all these problems while at the same time saving you a ton of money. Let me show you how. I, Rocky, will come out to your house personally and test your water for free and make recommendations on what systems that we need to put in to solve whatever issues you have. And if you mention that you heard this on the radio, we will give you a free reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner and provide no interest financing. So give Angel Water a call at 561-899-6585. That's Angel Water at 561-899-6585.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating.
All right, we're back 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. You know, I don't think I've mentioned this on the air. I know I talked about this on my podcast, but this has been, you know, it was cold this morning in the 50s. You know, my air conditioning broke a week ago today, and I got a brand new air conditioning unit, and I got a, I'm so ticked. It's been a rough week. I got a top-of-the-line AC for my home, and the air conditioner I bought cost the same as the last 2 ACs I bought combined. So I got like the top one. And the reason I did is, well, because air conditioning's life in Florida. I want to get the best one. And it broke already. And because they didn't tell me this when they sold it to me, but because it's a high-end one, the parts are exotic. It takes a little while to get. So the very fact it broke 6 weeks after I had it installed, and then they can't get the parts, it's still there. They may have them today. It's just been very frustrating. And even with this cold weather, we still have humidity in Florida, although the humidity is not as high as it is in the summer. And the air conditioner helps with the humidity in the house. We have a wall unit air conditioner for the hurricanes in our, that we keep in the bedroom. Like if power goes out during the hurricane, so my wife and I have been basically living in our master bedroom for the last week, but it takes it doesn't do the dehumidifying. It takes a toll on you not having air conditioning in Florida, especially when you get older, because you don't do as well with the heat when you get older. I don't know if you guys noticed that. That's why I don't mow my own lawn, because the heat. When you've got this to look forward to, Mike. When you get older, the heat gets to you. But it's been very frustrating. Let me tell you, very, very frustrating. But I learned some lessons. If I live long enough to buy another air conditioning system, I've learned some lessons, which when I get it working, maybe I'll tell you guys. But it's very frustrating, especially when it's brand new. Oh, yeah, it's under warranty if they could get the parts. I know. It's, ugh, boy, oh, boy, it's a way. All right, anyway, back to the news of the day. There's a couple things, though, other than the drones I want to talk about. One, Time Magazine is naming Donald Trump Man of the Year, although they say Person of the Year. They and he was Man of the Year once before in his first term. I want to say 2016. He was Man of the Year in 2016, and a lot of people see what's going on. Okay, they're making him Man of the Year. I know they say Person of the Year. I call it Man of the Year. Ray resigned. It was reported yesterday that Mayorkas is thinking of resigning, and that he wants some type of immunity deal in exchange. That is not, the immunity deal portion has not been confirmed, but it was reported that Mayorkas is trying to get some type of immunity deal, which I hope that's true, because if he wants an immunity deal, that means he wants to squeal on somebody. And okay, I want to know who he's doing this for. I don't know if they should do that or not. But don't be fooled, okay? Don't be fooled. Yes, we won, okay? Ray resigned, and Kash Patel said, yes, it's going to make the transition easier. These people have not accepted that they're out and have lost. They're not going to say, they haven't said to themselves, well, Trump's got his 4 years coming up. We're just going to sit back. They're regrouping right now. Okay, so don't get a false sense of security with this. They're still plotting. Christopher Wray resigning is only because he's a cowardly little man. Remember what President Trump said to Kirsten Welker on Meet the Press over the weekend. She asked, are you going to fire Wray? Are you going to replace Wray with Kash Patel? He says and this was Trump's word, which was, I thought, a very carefully chosen word. He said, Christopher Wray, President Trump said, he invaded my home. He said it twice. He invaded Mar-a-Lago. Never heard that word used, invaded. Usually we hear broke in, break in. And Chris Wray resigned because he's a coward who's afraid of facing Trump. He didn't want to have to go see Trump in person. He couldn't face him. Remember, Christopher Wray authorized all this stuff. His signature was on the break-in at Mar-a-Lago, the invasion of Mar-a-Lago. It was his signature. He did all these things, and he's been up to his eyeballs in it. So he's afraid of seeing Trump, and he's also running scared, too. And I can understand that. But don't be fooled by this, And this news story today that I find impossible, but it's true. But I find it impossible that this just happened. That the Secret Service officer who fired at the golf course shooter missed 5 shots and missed, and was at incredibly close range. When this story first broke, I thought he was way down the course and fired at him. Now he was just a few feet away, and he missed 5 times. Aren't Secret Service officers like marksmen? And even if you're an amateur like you or me, you would not be able to miss these shots. What is going on here? You know, and everyone's talking, what's Trump, you know, everybody wants him to do so many things on day one. And he's got a long list. The pardons are going to be on day one of the J6ers and all that. He said that. President Trump has so much to do. How much can he get done on day one or even in the first week? But I'll tell you, I saw the acting director, and I know you did too, of the Secret Service at that hearing the other day on television. This guy is unstable. He is mentally unstable. I know the Palm Beach County Sheriff loves him because he used to be a deputy down here. He's too unstable to be a deputy on patrol. He totally lost his cool. I've never seen anything like this before. So I hope on the first day we get to find out what's going on at the Secret Service, because it's interesting that Trump, you know, now that Carrie Lake has been named the leader of Voice of America, that, you know, they're like kind of at the end of announcements when they're announcing the Voice of America director. We haven't heard anything about the Secret Service. And when I first heard people talk about Dan Bongino, I didn't think that was a possibility, because he's got his podcast, he's got his radio show, he's got a business. But I don't think that's necessarily true now. I could see Bongino taking the job, even if it was temporary, to get things under control. But it's interesting that Trump's been so silent about what he's going to do with this unhinged lunatic that's running the Secret Service. That guy's worse than Ray, because Ray may be, you know, doing criminal things like authorizing the break-in of Mar-a-Lago, but at least he appears to be mentally stable as opposed to the Secret Service director. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, good morning, Brian. Who appointed Ray?
The greatest president ever, Donald Trump.
All right. Also, to your...
Well, so you know, let's just talk about that for a minute. Slow down. No, slow down. No, I don't care what you mean. Let's get back to the Chris Wray thing. Trump hired him, right? And he was gonna fire him, but Ray quit. So what is the significance of that? That he was hired by Trump. What's the significance in your mind? What does that mean?
Significance is that Trump, I call him Donald Hump because he really is. This guy hires people and then he fires them. If he didn't have...
What does that mean?
...of doing that means that he's running the country like The Apprentice, Brian.
Uh-huh.
That's what that means.
All right. Okay, I have no idea what you mean. All right, talk about the drones. Maybe you'll make some sense there. No, I don't. No, nobody does. Nobody knows what you mean. No, nobody knows what you mean. You're it's gibberish. I've seen it. I've seen every episode of The Apprentice and The Celebrity Apprentice. I used to watch it.
About the movie that just came out.
I would not watch. No, I will not watch that filth. No.
Brian, you should find out how Donald Trump got rich off the taxpayers of New York.
No, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna watch that filth.
That's how he paid his daddy back, and then paid him back by dying. So what do you?
Okay. All right.
Paid his dad back.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
All right. That's it. All right. Bye. Bye. Yes. I wish you'd have said that when I said hello. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Mike in Tamarack.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, just possible defense for this Secret Service agent who missed the shots. If you noticed, that assassin, or would-be assassin, hung on the fence a bulletproof shield. So there is a chance, right in front of his face to protect himself.
Yeah, the story. No. It wasn't over his face. It was hanging on the fence. I did you guys have heard me mention it. I made a YouTube video. I went to the spot where the shooter was at, and I walked through from where he was through his escape all the way to where they got him, and he was arrested off of I-95. I did a whole video. It's a documentary, really, of walking. The fence where he was at in those bushes is transparent. When I was there, I was shocked. When I was there, okay, I could see the people on the golf course through the bushes. okay, that were playing golf and hear them talking. There's no obstructions. There's no nothing. The guy was wearing, you saw when he was arrested, a bright pink shirt. First off, there's no way he could have stood there for 12 hours like they claim, and no one saw him in those bushes because they were completely transparent, which probably is a security reason. They're probably that way on purpose. And so far as missing, it didn't say that he fired 5 times and hit the vest. He fired 5 times and missed. Okay, that's a totally different thing. It didn't say he hit the vest 5 times.
Very well be, but it'd be interesting to find out if the vest was hit. Maybe they just...
No, I think they would have reported that. That would, if he had 5 bullseyes on the vest, and when he started firing, the guy got up, and he continued to fire when he got up. So even if he was completely concealed behind the vest, which the Secret Service officer saw the rifle butt. That's what he saw before he fired. When he got up, he was still missing. No, something stinks about that. There's just, you know what it is? It used to be that the Secret Service were the elite, right? The elite in the government services. And now they're jokes.
Dan Bongino definitely agrees with that.
Well, here's the thing, okay? When Trump got shot in Butler, the Secret Service around him did the right thing, okay? They went up on stage and they covered his body, okay? They did do that, and they tried to get him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. However, there were some sharpshooters that came out. Those guys were overweight. They didn't know what they were. They looked like jokes. You saw them. The Secret Service is no longer now maybe the people directly around the president, that's different. But you get a little ways out, they're not the elite. They're a joke. Think about it. He got shot, and then a few weeks later, almost again on his golf course. Come on, that's not the elite.
Yeah, I'd like to. One last thing, I'd like to find out why they're delaying this investigation on this second would-be assassin of the golf.
Because I know we know everything about the Luigi that shot the healthcare guy. We know everything. We know nothing about the Florida guy. We don't know where he was staying. Nothing. And how long he was here in South Florida, we don't, he had an AK-47. Where did he get the gun? We know nothing. This guy, Luigi, we know everything, even a ghost gun. It was made on a 3D printer. We know everything about the guy. We even have his x-rays. Right? Yeah, I know. It's a cover. What they're doing is they're putting the inevitable off. Like when I was a kid and I got a bad report card, I wouldn't give it to my parent. Eventually they'd find out that the report cards came out, but I put it off as long as I could. That's what they're doing. They're putting it off. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. It's gold report time. Let's check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the Thursday Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, how are the metals looking?
Gains yesterday, a little bit of a pullback on profit taking today, but great buying opportunities. In the market yesterday, we saw gold trade in a range of $26.88 on the low, all the way up to $2,730 on the high, and close out the day up $23.70 at $2,717.50 the ounce. Silver lost 7 cents at $31.84 after being well above $32. Platinum lost $3 at $9.37, and palladium gained $15 at $9.71. Overnight, we saw gold go down, test that 2,700 support level now, hopefully, and go as high as 27.27 overnight. Right now, gold 27.03. That's down $14.50. Silver down 14 cents at $31.70 the ounce. Platinum down $2 at $9.35, and palladium down $13 at $9.58. So the markets are up nicely and behaving like they really.
In the 1 ounce gold coins, are the Australian kangaroos? Are those the best buy right now?
Yes, they are. Yep, they are still a great good value, beautiful coins, encapsulated, $9.99 fine gold coins.
Yeah, and they're beautiful coins. All right, now listen, at William Youngerman's, a couple things. One, everything is available for immediate delivery, which means whatever the metals you're buying, you walk in with you walk out with it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, no matter where you're located in America, you can do all your transactions with William Youngerman over the phone and through the mail as well. Here's his number. He opens up at 10 a.m. 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. Stop in if you can. William Youngerman's shop is a literal museum, as you'll see as soon as you walk in. His address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both his address and phone number online at williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we will finish out the week tomorrow. All right, and we are back. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From Deerfield.
Hey, Brian, what's up?
Hey, Brian, how are you today? A couple things, Brian. I did see that outburst with the head of the Secret Service saying, I think it was Congressman Pat Fallon. That guy was unhinged. He really was. And this is the head of the Secret Service.
Let me tell you, I've been around the Secret Service many times throughout my adult life with many different people. Okay, from presidents to congressmen to famous people that were under protection. I've never seen people as incompetent that they've had around President Trump now. Okay, from that remember that lady in Butler who couldn't find her holster? I mean, give me a freaking break. You know, to the outburst of this guy at that hearing the other day. When you're Secret Service, you got to be cool and calm. That guy was out of control. I mean, he was unhinged. I wouldn't let that guy own a weapon. He would. That's when when somebody loses their cool like that. That's when those red flag laws come into effect.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the head of the Secret Service. There's a big problem at the head for sure. You know, when they're investigating the Butler thing, I think Congressman Phil Quinn is one of the congressmen who went out there, but he's also an ex-SEAL sniper, from what I understand. I'm curious what he would think if a guy missed 5 shots at close range. I don't think he'd be on the SEAL team anymore. And this guy is working the detail protecting President Trump for the Secret Service.
Yeah, and when we found out, it was just a few feet away. It wasn't like on the other side of the course. He was very close. You know, my guess is he was scared, got panicked.
Would a SEAL sniper miss that shot? I don't think so.
I don't think I'd miss that shot.
Yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable. We're hearing these unbelievable stories. It's just.
You know, I've taken a lot of gun training, okay, over the years, and when you do real gun training, it's not like you go into. I've not done anything like Secret Service training, but I've been in training that's been done by people that do military training, the special forces, and things like this. You learn how to fight. When you go to a gun range, you hold the gun, you take your time, you squint your eye. When you're getting real training, you do it with your eyes open, the gun's out, people screaming, people yelling, all kinds of conditions. You get to that level. You mean that, you know, at the level of presidential protection details, I could imagine that they do the type of training they do. I understand not hitting on all 5 shots, but not one.
Look, Phil Clinton said, what about the water tower? Did anybody go up and check that?
Well, see, this is what and this is not unique. I think everybody thinks this, okay? We don't know who's behind the drones, but everybody believes the U.S. is behind the assassination attempts on Trump, okay? And the guy in the golf course that what was the company? Both shooters were in videos for. Was it BlackRock or Blackwater? Yeah, BlackRock videos. Both of them are in BlackRock videos, right? One for teachers, one on Ukraine. The golf course shooter spent time in Ukraine, so there's a connection there. And what I think that the guy missed on purpose, I think that they, if you guys watch my video of that, my little documentary I did, and I got to tell you, no one else has done that. I am in shock. When I went and did that documentary at the golf course, and I start I found the exact spot where he was. Okay, and in fact, I even showed the Fox News. I didn't know it was Fox News until the next day, but there was a Fox News cameraman. He was trying to figure it out. I showed him where. I was able to figure it out by watching the crime scene photos, and there's a storm drain, and some of the trees have paint on them, and I was able to count the palm trees with the mark and find the spot. But I rushed to do that video because I figured everybody and their brother was going to do this video, and oh well, it was I was being watched. Okay, I wasn't there alone, but no one has done that walkthrough that I've done, and I don't know why.
But that's almost the go-to video as far as that second attempt on President Trump's life.
Well, see, this is what I think. Okay, I think the guy missed on purpose, and he was because the shooter at the golf course was supposed to get away, and they made a mistake. The one witness saw him, followed him, and reported him to the Palm Beach deputies. And I don't think the guy missed on purpose. There's no one could convince me that a trained Secret Service officer on a presidential detail after the Butler assassination is that poor of a shot.
The ladies who were on that detail too, and they did not look like they were up to the.
Well, we found out that some of them weren't Secret Service; they were on loan from Homeland.
From DEA, weren't they?
Or something. Yeah, I don't know. They look like they were on loan from the Fat Farm.
Well, you know what? I hate to say, but quick question on the drones. Has anybody asked Elon Musk what he thought about this?
I don't know. Maybe I will next time I see him.
Okay.
You guys have no idea. I never try to meet famous people or anybody, but I'm trying to meet Elon, and I'm not going to tell you the names. I almost did recently, and the person that was going to take me is. Well, they're on the outs right. They did something, and they're on the outs right now. So they can't get me in. I was so close, In fact, I was so close. I had my dark MAGA hat in the car because if I was going to meet him, I was going to take a picture with the dark MAGA hat on.
Oh my God!
And I was this close to meeting Elon, who we now find out. I want to think about this. Elon Musk is not just the richest man in the world. He's the richest man in the history of the human race. His net worth is doubled since Election Day. Elon Musk is wealthier than Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates combined. And he's on our side. Pretty good.
Go to. He is.
The person that was going to take me. I'm so aggravated. They did something they shouldn't have done, and that they didn't break the law or anything, but they just aren't. They don't have that access. I was so close. I don't know. He doesn't look like a guy that's up this early. I don't know, so I'm sticking to my old plan. Every time I'm in Palm Beach and I see a Cybertruck, I get up next to it to see who's driving. Because he's got, so I figure he's got to, if he's driving himself, he's got to be in a Cybertruck.
This big $100 million penthouse or something.
I've been hearing that. Yeah. All right. Hey, listen. I appreciate the call. I come on. Who doesn't want to meet Elon Musk after that rocket that landed at the launch pad after takeoff? That's like the biggest achievement since the moon landing. I'm dying to meet him. Now I want to tell you guys. Someone that you should definitely meet, and that's Rocky from Angel Water. He'll come out to your house at no charge and test your water and find out what you and your family are drinking. The toxins that are in your family, that you and your family are drinking in your water at home, it's poison. It really is. I was in shock. In fact, when Rocky gave me the results of what was in my water at home, I said, my wife wasn't there, and I said, let's not share these with my wife until you test it again after we have the Angel water filtration system in, and let's show her the water that's after the filtration system and then what we were drinking, because my wife would have been really upset She wouldn't have been drinking any water in the house or bathing in it until we had the water filtration system in. It's that bad. I was in shock. I can't believe this is allowed. But Rocky will come to your house. He's a good maggot guy. You hear him in the recorded commercial for Angel Water? Hear that guy in the record? That's Rocky. He'll take good care of you, all right? I'm going to give you the number, but I want to tell you that Angel Water have a great offer for our listeners, okay? They're going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. I have both of those. One thing, too, that I learned just this week about Angel Water, I had no idea. They have systems for offices. So if you have an office, give them a call. I thought this was something just for residences. It's not. So if you have a business, an office, a store, give Angel Water a call, too. They have a special system for businesses, for offices and the such. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585. That's 561-899-6585. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. Some good calls today. Some not so good calls, too. But some good calls today for the most part. Tomorrow is Friday, which means open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Friday's show, the show preps up to you guys, okay? So any and everything on your mind is fair game on Open MAGA Mike Friday. You're not limited to the topics that we bring up. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47, soon to be 48 years on the radio. Take care. See you tomorrow, 6 a.m.
WSFS.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys, all right? And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. Take care. Thanks for watching.